All right, YouTube, come on a journey with me. Gonna walk through everything I've seen about the F-15 being shot down in Western Iran. Turned out to be more central Iran in the ensuing rescue operations, in which we successfully recovered both the pilot and the WSO weapons services officer, weapons specialist officer. I don't know, the WSO. So let's go ahead and take a walk through it. Let me full screen that. All right. Actually, let's look at the timeline first. So here, I just had Grok put a timeline together for me because I just didn't feel like going through everything because there's so much. And I haven't even reviewed Grok's little timeline it made yet, so we'll see if it got everything accurate or not. All right, so on Good Friday, April 3rd, one US F-15E was shot down in Iran. Initial reports were saying southwestern Iran. Later it was narrowed down to a specific province. I don't know the name of the province, but it was more western Iran. And then once the rescue was complete, we saw it was more central Iran, about 50 kilometers south of Isfahan, which is Iran's third largest city with 2.2 million or more people. So that was reported early on Friday. U.S. time, it was shot down maybe late Thursday night, early Friday morning. Unclear on that. Pretty much everything just said early Friday morning. Let's see, April 3rd, hours after shoot down, F-15 pilot rescued by U.S. combat search and rescue team. There was not a lot of drama surrounding the rescue of the pilot. They went in there and got the pilot of the F-15 extremely quick. I don't think there were even any videos or like details or anything. They just said, yeah, we went in and got him. That's about it. So that was crazy. Then April 3rd, during pilot rescue. This was during the pilot rescue. The A-10 went down. Okay. So during the pilot rescue, A-10 Warthog, that's the one with the 30 millimeter cannons that go, went down, presumably hit by a man pad. And it went down near the Strait of Hormuz. Let's see what else does it say here. Yeah, near the Strait of Hormuz. Crew was safe. The pilot ejected, I believe. I believe the pilot ejected and was recovered safely. Additionally, two HH-60 Pave Hawk helicopters, also known as Jolly Green 2. These are variants of the Black Hawk. A lot of people just referred to them as Black Hawks, initially, myself included. But two Pave Hawks were also struck. All I've seen is by ground fire. That's what Grok's saying here too. So still unclear, to me at least, whether they were hit by man pads or small arms fire. But all the crew landed safely as well, with some injuries reported from those. It says here, both damaged with crew injuries, but returned safely to base. Yep. Then April 3rd to 4th, that's Friday and Saturday. The weapons... Hang on, it's going to bug me. What's WSO mean again? Officer... Weapons Systems Officer. Okay. The Weapons Systems Officer evaded Iranian forces in mountainous terrain for 24 plus hours while maintaining intermittent encrypted radio contact with U.S. forces. So yes, there were reports that the WSO made encrypted radio contact. I'll leave that light off. Stupid lights on a timer. It goes off by itself. I don't know how to fix it. But there were reports, unconfirmed reports, that the WSO had made contact via radio throughout the day. Never got confirmation on those. I think that was by design. Iranian units and militias actively search for him. Bounty offered on state TV. State TV offered up to a $60,000 US bounty for whoever caught our missing WSO. Then fast forward to Sunday, and on Saturday there were a bunch of videos of search and rescue operations going on. Fast forward to Sunday. That's right now it's 7:40 a.m. Sunday. About closer to 8 hours ago now, we got confirmation that the WSO was rescued. So very early Sunday morning. This is post-rescue. No, up here, Sunday. Early morning, local Iran time. WSO located and rescued by U.S. Special Operations Forces, including SEAL Team 6. Oh, I didn't see that detail. I saw a bunch of different special operations, names throughout there. Delta Force. I guess SEAL Team 6 now is the first time I saw that one. PJs, which are the Air Force dudes. All kinds of stuff. In a high-risk operation deep inside Iran involving ground firefight / suppressive fire. I've seen conflicting reports on this too. A lot of reports were initially saying there was a ground firefight, but then I saw, I think Jesse Griffin from Fox, I think that's her name, said there was only suppressive fire. So unsure on that as well. But the WSO sustained injuries, but is stable and safe. I saw one report that said the WSO had a broken ankle, but I think that's highly doubtful because it seems to be accepted now that he or she, don't know the gender, but it's a full bird colonel. Well, actually, I don't know if it's a full bird colonel. I just saw colonel. They could be referring to a lieutenant colonel. It's tough to tell with like civilian reporting. They call a lieutenant colonel and a colonel probably just colonel. But I saw one report saying it's a colonel, no reports on gender / sex. And one report said they had a broken ankle, but I think that's highly unlikely because they took refuge on up top of some mountains where they could get good reception with their emergency beacon they had on them that transmits a signal so they can be found, like a GPS signal. And up there they took refuge in a little ridge, a crevice in between the mountains up there. April 5, post-rescue 2 U.S. C-130 transport aircraft. So this was where it got really crazy. When they were trying to exfil after recovering the WSO, the transport planes they took out there, which 2 U.S. C-130s, they got stuck in the... Report said mud, but it looked like sand. But they got stuck out there, so they had to send out more aircraft, and they blew in place. They bipped the 2 C-130s out there. Kind of crazy. What else does it have here? Yep. So they got the WSO out. No U.S. fatalities or casualties. So summary, both F-15E crew members rescued. Additional U.S. losses limited to the A-10 that crashed. It says crash, but it got shot. It got shot and crashed as a result. And helicopter damage, the 2 PAVOKs. No other aircraft confirmed downed. Operation described by officials as one of the most complex combat search and rescue missions in recent history. Yeah. Okay, so it's fucking insane. Okay, so let's go through all this shit that I've seen. It's just everything I liked on Twitter. I did some stuff on other sites. I won't go through all that. There's so much. Full screen, mate. Okay, so the first video I saw, there's a couple of these close, these combat search and rescue units out there flying super close to the ground. So look at this. Is this the one refueling? Yeah, look how cool this is. This is a, I think it's C-130 or something. It's refueling both of these helicopters at the same time. Yeah, you'll see it here. You see the lines connected? That's fucking crazy. I've never seen anything like this. It's crazy. Great zoom. W zoom. Yeah, you can see the line clearly. It's so crazy to me. There it is. So clean. Oh, shoot. Forgot it goes further back with the arrow keys. That's insane. There's some crazy imagery coming out of this. So yeah, they got this. I think this was a C-130. Does it say on here? Yeah, C-130, Juliet, Combat King 2. Yep, same. This is the same thing they bipped. Two of these. So might have been. This might have been one of them actually. But yeah, that's the first video. Insane stuff. And these are just like the videos taken by Iranians on the ground down there that they got out there. Let's see, Iranian channels publish footage of US, another 130, and the Pavox. Okay, this is more of the same.
Holy shit, shit.
You hear him?
Holy shit.
Getting to fly over. Our guys out there looking for him. That's pretty cool. You hear the chickens in the background? There's video too. It was this one. Some of these you can really see how close they are to the ground. Is he releasing flares? Yes, he is. Maybe taking more man-pad fire if he's dropping all his flares. This guy got scared because of the flares and turned the camera, unfortunately. See, didn't really get to see too much. And then I think this one is the same, the first one we saw? No. So just a bunch of the combat search and rescue dudes out there. Yeah, here's a still from that first video. Well, this is from it's just a different image. They didn't have such a clear image in the first video, actually. Crazy stuff. Yep. And then here's ABC talking about it. An American fighter jet appears to have been shot down by Iran. A search and rescue is underway. I don't think I watched this. We can take a look. See how they frame it. See what they say.
Hi, I'm Diane Macedo. We are coming on the air with breaking news. A U.S. official confirms to ABC News that it appears a U.S. fighter jet has been shot down by Iran. Now, a search and rescue operations underway. Let's get to our Chief Global Affairs anchor, Martha Raddatz. Martha, what do we know so far?
Well, Diane, what we do know is this was a two-seater aircraft. The pilot would be in front, the weapons systems officer would be in back. And this would be a very dramatic and very dangerous rescue. Iran's Revolutionary Guard saying that Iranian forces had shot down the U.S. fighter overnight, with Iranian state media releasing images of the wreckage of a jet and of an intact ejection seat. The IRGC said it was an F-35, but from the images that we do believe are credible but have not independently verified, it looks like an Air Force F-15. Now, U.S. pilot...
Okay, so very important thing here. This was will it tell me the time if I open it in a new tab? Yes, 9:44 a.m. So very important detail here. This was posted at 9:44 a.m. So Iran, whatever, they reported that it was an F-35 based on the ejection seat. And all the military experts who looked at it, they knew it was an F-15, but they didn't come out and confirm that it was in fact an F-15. Although you did have, journalists like the people we're seeing here on ABC say, well, it looks like an F-15. And there's a very important reason for that. What's the reason? F-35, one crew, I believe. I saw that somewhere. Let me verify. Crew total. How big is the F-35 fighter jet crew? I think it's only one person. Is the F-35 crewed by only the pilot? Yeah. Okay, yeah, just double checking. I hadn't double checked. But F-35 crewed by one person, right? Excuse me. F-15 two-man crew, pilot and the weapons system officer. So if Iran thinks it's an F-35 and we go in there and we rescue the pilot, then presumably Iran thinks we got our guy out of there. There's no one else there, right? So we don't want to come out confirm, hey, it was an F-15. Then they could more easily, or maybe they know off the top of their heads, which they should, since they're involved in a war with us right now, right? That's a two-seater, so we should have another person out there, because we don't want them going and finding our weapons, our airmen out there. So, anyways, we don't have to watch the rest of that. Next, space stuff. Skip for now. Okay, yeah, this is a good one. Shows how low the combat search and rescue elements fly. Looking for these dudes. Super risky. You see that? Look at that shit. Could reach up and touch that guy. I mean, he's like at the height of the mountain there, but still super low, below it. It's kind of crazy. There, one more. Big fucking plane flying through the sky, coming, doing a flyover over you. That's cool no matter who you are, where you are. Pretty cool sight. Does it say where this was? No. Then we got CBS News breaking: U.S. forces rescued one crew member from the downed F-15E fighter jet over Iran. Two U.S. officials say this was at, what time was this at? 10:49 a.m. So not too long after. They got him very quick. Him or her, still don't know. Get back to this. Oh yeah, this happened. Vice chair of the Democratic Party down in Florida was apparently killed by her husband. Let's see. The two crew members ejected safely. The pilot was located after making initial contact with the U.S. Army, while the navigator made contact later, and the search for him is still ongoing. Channel 12. Channel 12 is a Israeli news channel. I think it's a news channel 12. Apparently pretty reliable. And then we got breaking. I've now confirmed the Black Hawk was hit by Iran. Like I said, early reports were saying Black Hawk. It's a Pave Hawk UH-60, I believe it was. Jolly Green 2. The crew is accounted for and is safe, as U.S. officials tell me. Blah, 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 blah. Then we got another combat aircraft with the U.S. Air Force, reported to be an A-10C Thunderbolt II, has crashed on the territory of a friendly country in the Middle East after sustaining heavy fire over Iran. So again, interesting wording here to say has crashed, and then they immediately say after sustaining heavy fire. So it got shot down. It incurred so much damage that the pilot was forced to eject, right? Shot down. Breaking: a second Air Force combat plane, A-10 Warthog, same A-10, crashed in the Persian Gulf region on Friday. Again, this guy says crashed, but it was shot down. And the lone pilot was safely rescued. This happened around the same time. An F-15E was shot down over Iran by blah, 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 these people. Yep. A little confusion here as well. I saw a number of reports that conflated the timing of these two crashes, but the A-10 Warthog or Thunderbolt 2, we know it was part of the combat search and rescue for the F-15. We know that now. Summary of USAF incidents today: the F-15 that went down, one pilot rescued, search for the other guy. The A-10 being shot down, pilot rescued. Black Hawk, now we know it was a UH-60, Jolly Green 2, Pave Hawk, hit while conducting SAR for the F-15, and we also know it was two of them now. Crew is safe. So, a lot going on. And then this cool shot too, rocket launch with a fucking bald eagle here. But Not relevant to this. Footage of Iranian police. Okay, I thought this was cool too. We got Iranian police out here just taking pot shots with their fucking rifles and shit at our rescue teams going here. Because look how fucking low we are. You see how low we are to the ground? Like, we're low in this fucking telephone pole or some shit. I mean, probably a little higher because perspective, but we're low as shit is the point. It's kind of crazy. So they're out here taking pot shots. Go back over. That's it. Another one coming in. You hear him popping off? Taking aim, popping off, both of them. Firing stance. Oh, you can see some flashes too. Is that a pistol? Bro, he's unloading a pistol into the sky, dog. That's kind of funny. It's crazy. It's pretty cool stuff. Then we got U.S. Israeli forces bombed Iranian radio and television excuse me, I was dying. Radio and television broadcast infrastructure. Dying, apologies. U.S. Israeli forces bombed Iranian radio and television broadcast infrastructure on Kolakchal Mountain in Tehran tonight. So we started targeting, you know, comms and what is it? Radio and television, communication stuff, because we want to disrupt Iran's ability to communicate, especially when they're broadcasting, you know, a bounty out for our missing soldier down there, or our missing airman. Very important. A newly released image of a F-16 on an Iran strike mission carrying WCMD dispensers. I forget what that stands for. Likely for airdropped Blue 91B anti-vehicle landmines. U.S. forces have been dropping the mines around Iranian missile bases to destroy Iranian mobile launchers. I forgot about this. This wasn't really relevant to the search and rescue mission. Just thought it was cool. Dropping mines around launcher sites. Hoping they drive over them. Pretty cool. And this is the initial night. Half of Tehran now without power. So we started hitting like power grids and stuff. Again, in that effort to disrupt communications and stall their efforts to find our missing airmen down there. Very cool. This isn't part of it either, but we'll go and show this. This is what this is Iran. There you go. See the launch site? That's not where you want it to go. Ooh. Yikes. Yeah. Yeah. That's what they're doing while we're doing our rescue missions. And we got heavy strikes unleashed on Tehran tonight. Yeah, so reportedly the strikes in the past couple days, the U.S. Israeli strikes on Iran were the heaviest since the start of the war, which makes sense. Wanted to cause as much chaos and disruption as possible. I'm using a voice changer, I think, yeah. But we wanted to cause as much chaos and disruption as possible to disrupt their ability to locate our weapons systems officer. What was this one? I don't think I watched this one either. A retired Navy SEAL is confirming on camera that U.S. Special Operations Forces, SEALs, and Green Berets, oh, I missed this, are operating deep inside Iran on a rescue mission for the downed F-15 crew. So yeah, technically, boots on the ground. All right.
Mike, can you tell me a little bit about what the sort of search and rescue would look like, particularly in a hostile environment like this?
Ben, that's a great question. And so at this point, you know, let's bring in the human factor. You had Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney on, who talked about every 18 months these pilots go through proficiency training. That's 18 months. So are they competent? Most likely not. Are they proficient? We hope so. We just need them to make tactically sound decisions.
Yeah, if you only do something once every 18 months, man, like you're not going to be competent in it, most likely. You're really not. Listen to that again.
About every 18 months these pilots, the human factor. You had Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney on, who talked about every 18 months these pilots go through proficiency training. That's 18 months. So are they competent? Most likely not. Are they proficient? We hope so. We just need them to make tactically sound decisions. So now the lead of this operation is one of the finest, most capable and professional special operations communities in the world, known as the Air Force Pararescue. Their motto is so that others may live, and they consider this a no-fail mission, meaning they're willing to put their lives at risk and possibly give their lives to bring these men and women home. So there will be a contingent of Air Force pararescuemen who are skilled in recovery of personnel, high-angle rescue, as well as consider them like battlefield surgeons. And they will most likely have a security element of special operations with them, whether that's Navy SEALs, Green Berets, MARSOC, or even U.S. Marines. Yeah. So they are hunting, searching with full passion, dedication, and persistence to identify the location of this combat systems officer and bring him back to safety or her back to safety.
Yep. Here's the province. All the reports were saying they went down in Khuzestan province. You see, people were saying southwest Iran, but it's like central west Iran, so west Iran, and they ended up being much closer to the heart of Iran. They were like 400 kilometers deep in Iran, near Isfahan. So a little off on the initial reports, but that's to be expected. It's just some more crazy shots. It's mural rocket. So Iran did launch quite a large surge of retaliatory attacks in the past couple of days, including this morning actually. I think it was a UAE, I don't know, one of the Gulf countries reported intercepting like 9 ballistic missiles and like 50 drones this morning. That was like an hour ago I saw that. So they did hit a Chinook in Kuwait apparently. Took quite a bit of damage, as you can see here. Damn. But I mean, honestly, like most of the airframe, it's still good, you know. Probably recoverable, I'd say. I mean, yeah, I don't know. They'll probably get that bad boy back up. But yeah, they launched significant retaliatory attacks in concert with our increased attacks on them. This was video of the bridge. That was the day prior. Then I took a look at this. This is increased air traffic of C-17s. Like if you look at this, this is all C-17s. Oh, I'll flash here. Oh, this is all C-17s. 17, and there's a couple 35s in there. That's a KC-135 Romeo actually there. That's a rare variant. KC-135 retank or refuelers. So this is all just massive military movements, all going across the Atlantic here. Well, some coming back, right? And then you see this over here, Europe, all C-17s. So this is the night after our F-15 went down. So we saw significant movement of military assets into the region, presumably to support the search and rescue operation. I thought it was pretty interesting to see that. What's this? This was more targeting of Iranian infrastructure. So, U.S. aviation struck and bombed major petrochemical facilities located in Iran's Khuzestan province. This is a province we suspected the missing airman was in. It appears Trump has begun carrying out his threats with the destruction of Iran's energy infrastructure now underway. Yeah. This is just refueling ops, the video. And this is one of the petrochemical factories, I believe. We also reportedly killed Ayatollah Ali Reza Arafi, the second highest leader of Iran, responsible for making blah 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 overnight. And I think this is just Tehran strikes. Yeah, that's not the petrochem. Is it? No, that's just Tehran. So yeah, we got another one, apparently. How many Ayatollahs you got? We'll take them all. Take them all out. No big deal. Is this the Isfahan one? Yes. Breaking. The Atomic Energy Organization of Iran says an airstrike has hit near its Bushehr nuclear facility, which is in Isfahan, I believe. killing a security guard and damaging a support building. The Atomic Energy Organization was concerned about this because they were concerned about nuclear leakage or something like that, radioactive leakage. So I don't know. That was interesting to me. All right, what else we got? Let's see. This guy, Hossein Moabi, has been appointed as a new spokesperson of the Revolutionary Guards, replacing Ali Mohammad Naemi, who was neutralized by the Israeli-U.S. alliance. So they got this guy too. I forgot I got some other stuff sprinkled in here. Harry Reid, Marco. Yeah, birthright citizenship talks. Yeah, a little more of that. Let's see. IDF is confirmed. Wiped out an entire Hezbollah terrorist group cell. Yeah, that's good. Where else? I see why, like, Asmongold, he gets all his tabs up for the same thing in a row. Recently, oh, here's one thing kind of related. Big Marco Rubio got the apparently we had the daughter or the niece of what's his name, Soleimani, General Soleimani, who we killed like 3 years ago, I think. They were living in the U.S. apparently. Not anymore. Marco said, "You're out of here." So until recently, Hamideh Soleimani Afshar and her daughter were green card holders living lavishly in the United States. Afshar is a niece of deceased Iranian Major General Qasem Soleimani. She is also an outspoken supporter of the Iranian regime who celebrated attacks on Americans and referred to our country as the Great Satan. This week, I terminated both Afshar and her daughter's legal status, and they are now in ICE custody, pending removal from the United States. The Trump administration will not allow our country to become a home for foreign nationals who support anti-American terrorist regimes. Hell yeah. Marco 2028, baby. That's what you love to see. Here's more strikes in Khuzestan. Let's see. Airstrikes hit the Mashar Petro. This is a petrochemical facility in Khuzestan. They had. It's just smoking. Yeah. And this one. Big old smoke cloud. Tends to happen when you strike oil stuff. Yep. Nice little still here. You can see it all up in flames there. And then one more. Just bunch of smoke. All kinds of smoke. Pretty crazy. Officials say no chemical contamination detected. That's good. New footage shows the moment of the bombing of... No, I don't care about that right now. And then here you go. Here's tracking of 2 US HC-130. Oh, this... I'm just realizing this might be the 2 they had to blow. Because they already had that one there. 2 US HC-130J Combat King 2 rescue tankers departed Stuttgart Army Airfield and are heading toward the Middle East, strongly indicating the search for the missing F-15E crew members still active and likely expanding. The 130J is specifically used to support combat search and rescue, especially by refueling HH-60 Pavehawk rescue helicopters in flight, as we saw in the videos. So these could very likely be the 2 that they had to blow up. This was on April 4th, yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. The F-15 weapons officer ejected over Khuzestan, which is not friendly to the Iranian regime, but there are more IRGC forces there because of that. This guy told Griff Jenks, we need to hope the people who dislike the regime are helping.
Rangers, Delta, Jason.
So this is a concern I had too. I was like, if you're this weapons services officer or systems officer down there, do you take a risk and go like depending on how badly injured you are, if you're like really badly injured, do you take a risk and go, try to see if some of the locals are friendly to your cause? Because a lot of Iranians fucking hate their government, and they actually welcome the U.S. action. A lot of them were cheering out there when the first Ayatollah Khamenei was killed. So, do you take that risk? But it turns out that's not what happened, right? But
We're praying and hoping that this crew member, this weapons systems officer,
Ooh.
will be recovered. What do you make of where things stand
Where'd it go?
now? Because the clock is ticking.
oh shit.
Yeah,
There it
this
is.
is a difficult one, Griff. I mean, every member of our elite forces, you look at the combat search and rescue, pararescue, the Army Special Forces, Rangers, Delta, JSOC, Navy SEALs, Marine Special Ops, they're all there. And all of them want nothing more than to bring this person home. But they're running into a situation where Khuzestan province is not good home turf for the regime. The Arab tribes there don't like the regime.
Yep.
However, that means that the IRGC and Basij have a larger than normal presence there to go ahead and tamp them down when they do protest and things like that happen. So it's a situation where all of our troops, all of our air assets and ground assets are doing everything they can, but the regime also has as many of their people in play as possible. And we need to hope that the people who dislike the regime are helping, not hurting.
We sure hope so. And to your point about the terrain there, we put that map back up, Jim. We just had, because right next to the Khuzestan province is, of course, the Zagros Mountains. Very difficult terrain, which can make rescuing this pilot a little more difficult. But then it could also maybe work in our...
I kind of want to look at something based on that, the Zagros Mountains. Where are the Zagros Mountains compared to where they found this dude? Let me see. Zagros Mountaña. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, they found him deeper in there. Because they found him... They actually found him east of the Zagros Mountains. Because here's Isfahan. And they found this dude, like, 50 kilometers south of Isfahan. The city of Isfahan. I think I could just zoom in on it and, like, pinpoint it. Yep. Just south of Kola Ghazi National Park. It was, like, right in here. Yeah, I could just like find it on my own. Yeah. There was a white building somewhere now. I think it was like somewhere, but yeah, somewhere in this general area, like right here. There's a runway somewhere in here they used. Very interesting. Where'd the video go? Continue.
favor because our PJs, our pararescue guys, have training to go
so it was like
terrain like this. They
up
have
here.
rock climbing skills and tools to get in there, and of course pilots get that survival and evasion SEER training to try and last in difficult terrain for long periods of time. So maybe this is hopeful.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing that guy's going to do is try to get out of the flatlands and get someplace where there's cover, where it's difficult, where there's no roads, you know, any place like that, because our helicopters can get to those places, and you don't want a bunch of Basij or other, you know, regime troops riding around in pickup trucks able to easily get to him. So you want to be someplace where it's hard to find him, but that also, again, makes it difficult for us.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're doing a balancing act. How many forces do we want to put in on the ground and have to support, you know, and potentially themselves become targets? But we want to make sure we do every single thing possible to get this guy and get him back to his home and his family.
Yep.
Absolutely. Let me ask you one last thing, Jim, and that is, if indeed, for tragically, if Iran was able to capture this pilot, will that change the negotiations dynamics?
It'll add a factor, but it will not change the overall dynamic, because this is not about a single person. It's the trolley problem. You cannot derail an entire strategic issue of stopping Iran from ever getting nuclear weapons because one of our people's in jeopardy. President Trump and the rest of the team will do everything they can, but the first mission and the major point we need to get done is to make sure Iran is not a threat to the region and the world.
I think that's a fair assessment because, to my understanding, we do have Iran does have American prisoners since the beginning of this conflict, from my understanding. I have not checked up on that, but you know, that's what I heard. That's something else. That's something else. That's something else. Is that it? Yeah, that's something else. That's something else. I think we already saw this. This is the bombing of the petrochemical facilities. Oh, this is a different video of it. Look at this one. This one's kind of like HD. Good video. It's kind of crazy. No audio though, you know, trade-offs. Got the flags in there. Pretty cool. This is a really good video. Crazy. That's a judge. Yep, judge. Yep, local stuff. Local stuff. All right, then here, 12 hours ago, this when shit started getting extra crazy. So, Dadasht, which is some area in Iran, turning into a live combat zone after a U.S. F-15E Strike Eagle was shot down. Footage shows flares lighting up the night sky as locals are warned to flee while U.S. combat search and rescue teams move in to recover the downed crew under reported enemy fire. One crew member has been rescued. Efforts are still underway for the second as rescue assets come under fire, though some reports claim the second pilot may also be out, not yet confirmed by CENTCOM. So we were getting early reports from the likes of Jack Murphy, who's like an ex-special ops guy, that they had recovered the WSO, but you know, I wouldn't hold my breath till we got anything official. Also, they said flares for this video. That's a little loud. I'm not too sure that's a flare. Maybe though. I don't know. Watch when it comes down, it like explodes. Watch. Ah! Loud whistle. Boom! See that big explosion? Do flares do that when they land? I don't think they do. I think they don't do that. It does kind of look like fireworks, though. I don't know. Kind of crazy. So, you know, some stuff going on the ground there. And then this, is this a long one? No. Iranian state media claims U.S. A-10 Thunderbolt aircraft repeatedly struck Basij and IRGC convoys in Kogiluye and Boyer Ahmad as they attempted to capture a downed U.S. pilot. Heavy U.S. strikes reportedly prevented them from reaching the pilot. So this is the key part here, the last sentence. Heavy U.S. strikes reportedly prevented them from reaching the pilot. So we know that the extract team, search and rescue team, they provided suppressive fire, and there were also strikes to crater roads to block traffic, to prevent, you know, deny navigability, deny traversal of those roads, to slow down, you know, Iran's movement and give us more time to extract the WSO. Very important. So it's just a guy riding, looking at the traffic. That's all. What's this? Let's see. Just in, Planet Labs agrees to indefinitely withhold satellite images of the Iran region at the request of the U.S. government. So we were withholding satellite imagery. That way, you know, we didn't give anything away. Controlling information. So we're seeing all these efforts to control the flow of information to our benefit. All right. The second F-15 crew member has been rescued alive and is safe. This 11 hours ago. Massive gunfight at the side of the rescue. I've been waiting patiently for a video of the gunfight, but it's taken a while. I will post it in the moment it is authenticated. I wonder if he ever did that. Let me take a look. We'll look in a minute. And we got, see, Basij forces reportedly found bodies. We can't show that on here. Reportedly found bodies on their own fighters killed by guided rockets from US A-10 near the house where the second F-15E crew member was sheltering. Not in this video, but same video from another source. They dubbed what they're saying, and they said they located 9 bodies there. So yeah, we killed some of the motherfuckers there in the rescue operation for sure. Then breaking, U.S. reportedly eliminated the Basij militia members who were hunting the downed F-15 pilot. Yep, seems to be true. And then around 11 hours ago as well. In the midst of these rumors that the WSO was rescued already, we saw this update. Air Force Special Warfare Recruiting Instagram account states that the shot down F-15 WSO has been successfully rescued. And then I went and checked this. To me, it looked like their official account. I don't know. I don't know shit about Instagram, though. But then if you go up a little bit, 10 hours ago, discredited. So, just in the U.S. Air Force is discrediting a post made by a supposed USAF recruiter account, which claimed our second F-15 crew member was successfully rescued. So, yeah, that turned out not to be the case. I speculated that this account was just using the unconfirmed reports to drum up recruiting support for the United States Air Force, which, I mean, maybe it worked for an hour, but I probably didn't work here, but, you know, not a good look on their part. Then we got this. I think the pilot is home safely, but CENTCOM is withholding the information so U.S./Israeli jets can keep exterminating our IRGC convoys being sent in to find the missing pilot, who they don't know isn't missing anymore. Brilliant strategy. Yeah, I wasn't sure about that, but like if that was the case, I think that would be pretty cool. Actually, it's like, yeah, he's been home for a day. We didn't tell you guys. And meanwhile, we killed like 250 of your dudes or something. That'd be crazy. What else we got? No. That's something else. Let's see. Scheme. No, that's something else. Some other random stuff here. Let's see. This Iran F-15E recovery is probably going to be a greater than $2 billion blockbuster movie in a couple of years. Yeah, I think so. Let's see. Fox. Okay, here we go. Here's when actual confirmed reports started coming out. Jennifer Griffin, Fox News. Fox News can confirm that the second crew member... Oh, shoot. Well, first she said, second American F-15E crew member rescued and safe after complex rescue operation that began Friday morning. 2 senior U.S. officials confirmed to me. And then she did a longer post. Fox News can confirm that the second crew member of the downed F-15 fighter jet has been rescued, and he and the members of the rescue team that extracted him from beyond enemy lines in Iran are all safely out of Iran. That, according to 2 senior U.S. officials and multiple well-placed sources in the region. The WSO ejected along with the pilot when their F-15 they were flying was struck Thursday night. She says Thursday night, early Friday local time. Okay, so she verifies the time. I wasn't sure about. I didn't read this whole thing before. But she also says Southwest Iran. And I realized just like West Iran, as we looked at earlier. But that's okay. The WSO used SEER, survival, evasion, resistance, and escape training to evade capture, hiding on an elevated ridge. I heard 7,000 feet high. After hiking away from the wreckage and putting out an emergency beacon. It's like a little transmitter, transmits your coordinates. U.S. Special Operations Rescue Forces, to include PJs, that's the Air Force Pararescue. Oh, says right here, United States Air Force Pararescuemen, PJs. And many layers of elite rescue forces. We heard Green Berets and SEALs. I also heard Delta Force conducted the BIPs. Took part in the complex, a layered mission to both find the crew member and also keep the Iranian forces who were hunting the American weapons system operator at bay. There are videos that have appeared from local eyewitnesses that show what appear to have been injured and dead Iranian members of the RGC. That's a video I couldn't show you before. They blurred stuff out, but still, just be safe. And Basij, who were looking for the downed American crew member. Fox has learned there was fighting on the ground, but no Americans killed during the operation. It was a very complex operation to retrieve the downed service member. A well-placed source briefed on the operation told me. Many different branches of the U.S. military were involved in the rescue. Fox News can confirm the A-10 Warthog that crashed Friday was involved in providing cover for the rescue team searching for the pilot. That's the first one they recovered on that same day. That A-10 crashed in Kuwait. Oh, it crashed in Kuwait? I didn't know that. Okay. So it crashed in Kuwait near the Strait of Hormuz. First reported by ABC Friday, but the A-10 pilot managed to eject safely and was rescued. There was destruction of aircraft which have sensitive equipment on board. That's the 2 C-130Js. I'm told all part of this complex combat search and rescue mission. The F-15E was pretty much just destroyed on impact. 2 rescue helicopters were... this is important. The F-15 was pretty much destroyed on impact, because if they suspected it was not destroyed on impact, we would locate the crash site and we would strike it with something to destroy the sensitive equipment to prevent it from falling into enemy hands. 2 rescue helicopters were hit by enemy fire. That's the 2 UH-60s, Pavehawks or Jolly Green 2s, whatever you want to call them. Were hit by enemy fire on Friday, and crew members on board were injured by enemy fire, but managed to make it out of Iran. There were a lot of elements to this rescue, I am told. This is a very good summary. Like, there's so much going on in this whole event, and I think Jennifer Griffin did a phenomenal job summarizing it here. I would reference anyone to this if they're looking for a summary of the past 2 days events, like 2 days and some change. Then shortly following, from the White House, from President Trump on Truth Social, right? He said this: from President Donald J. Trump, "We got him, my fellow Americans. Over the past several hours, the United States military pulled off one of the most daring search and rescue operations in U.S. history for one of our incredible crew member officers, who also happens to be a highly respected colonel." Oh, it was Trump that said colonel, so it's probably a colonel. I thought it was like a civilian report I heard. So colonel, not lieutenant colonel, who also happens to be a highly respected colonel, and who I am thrilled to let you know is now safe and sound. This brave warrior was behind enemy lines in the treacherous mountains of Iran, being hunted down by our enemies, who were getting closer and closer by the hour, but was never truly alone, because his commander-in-chief, Trump, Secretary of War, old Pete here, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and fellow warfighters were monitoring his location 24 hours a day and diligently planning for his rescue. In my direction, the U.S. military sent dozens of aircraft armed with the most lethal weapons in the world to retrieve him. He sustained injuries, but he will be just fine. This miraculous search and rescue operation comes in addition to a successful rescue of another brave pilot yesterday, which we did not confirm because we did not want to jeopardize our second rescue operation. So very important, there was never any official confirmation that the pilot who was rescued on day 1 was rescued. All reports of that were unconfirmed or from, I guess, anonymous sources. Neither the president, any government organization, CENTCOM or anything like that came out and confirmed it. In fact, while I'm on that, I'll just go ahead and note the CENTCOM Twitter page, who has actively posted every single day, multiple times since the war started on February 28th. They had a 30-plus hour drought there for a while of no post. In fact, that might still be ongoing. I don't know. I haven't checked it since the news broke of the successful rescue. But anyways, where was I? He sustained injuries, but he will be just fine. This miraculous search and rescue operation comes in addition to a successful rescue of another brave pilot yesterday, which we did not confirm because we did not want to jeopardize our second rescue operation. Smart. This is the first time in military memory that 2 U.S. pilots have been rescued separately deep in enemy territory, 400 kilometers into enemy territory. We will never leave an American warfighter behind. The fact that we were able to pull off both of these operations without a single American killed or even wounded just proves once again that we have achieved overwhelming air dominance and superiority over the Iranian skies. I do got to call out the wounded. We did have people injured, and the Pavehawks that got hit, and obviously the WSO got injured in the crash landing in the ejection, right? But, minor detail. This is a moment that all Americans, Republican, Democrat, and everyone else should be proud of and united around. We truly have the best, most professional, and lethal military in the history of the world. God bless America. God bless our troops, and happy Easter to all. Fuck yeah. The White House retweeted because Trump don't do Twitter. Then OSINT, during the rescue mission, American operators were forced to destroy a pair of transport planes after they became stuck on the ground at a remote forward base in Iran. And we know now that was 2 C-130Js And there's also some remnants of some MH-60s, one, maybe two in there, presumably transported in the C-130s. And my guess is they were used to go from the landing site of the C-130s, where they set up a FARP forward ammo and refuel point, I believe, to go from there to the WSO's location and back. Images of surface reportedly showing the planes we had to blow up that got stuck. There's one out there, and it's just a smoke plume coming from it. There's some better images coming up here. A senior Trump administration official told me that prior to locating the weapons system officer in the U.S. military rescue operation, the CIA first launched... Oh, I thought this was interesting. I hadn't even considered this until I saw this post, actually. The weapons system officer and the U.S. military rescue operation. The CIA first launched a deception campaign spreading word inside Iran that U.S. forces had already found him and were moving him on the ground for exfiltration out of the country. So think about this. Before they rescued the pilot, is this probably the was? Oh, maybe not the pilot, but maybe they did the same with the pilot too. But before they rescued the weapons system officer, excuse me. Well, what I was going to say, because I thought if this applied to the pilot too, I was going to say before they rescued the pilot, did it dupe my mouse over here? No. Before they rescued the pilot, they had assets inside Iran say, hey, we already rescued him, yada yada, so there's no reason to go look for him. This is when Iran thought it was one person from an F-35. So if they thought, hey, they already got him, then they'd be like, okay, oh, well, we can't do anything right now. So then we could go in there, swoop him up for free. That's the theory, right? And kind of the same theory with the weapons system officer. Because obviously they knew we were out there looking for someone because of all the, CSAR assets out there. And then they put the bounty out, so I mean they knew we were looking for someone still. The official said the CIA used its unique capabilities to search for and find the weapons system officer. This was the ultimate needle. Okay, I don't care about that stuff. New details on the rescue mission for the downed U.S. airmen. Hundreds of Special Force troops, along with dozens of U.S. warplanes, helicopters, and cyberspace and intelligence assets were used to locate the airmen. U.S. aircraft struck Iranian convoys, dropping bombs and opening fire to keep them away from the area where the airman was hiding. Yep. As U.S. forces converged on the location, a firefight broke out during the rescue. Airman was equipped with a beacon and secure communications device to coordinate with rescuing forces. A senior U.S. military official described the mission as one of the most complex and challenging in the history of U.S. spec ops. Reports claim that's the two C-130s we had to blow in place. People out there who were hoping the IRGC would capture the aircrew and are now disappointed by the successful rescue are invited to leave the country with all possible speed. Get the hell out of here, yeah. So I'm not going to bring up any of the tweets or anything, but in the midst of this, Donald Trump was President Trump was in the situation room or war room or whatever, like the entire time pretty much. So no pressers, no tweets, no nothing. Didn't hear shit. So everybody knew that he's in there focused on the operation to rescue this guy, right? Everybody knew that, but some sick bastards on the left, Democrats, liberals, American liberal extremists, put out a conspiracy theory out there that Trump was at Walter Reed Hospital. Some people said, oh, he tripped and hit his head and all this shit. And then you had a bunch of these sick fucks out there praying that he was going to die. So instead of them praying that we recover our stranded airmen from Iran, they've created their own conspiracy theory about the possible death of the President of the United States. That's how sick these fucking people are. They're mentally fucking ill. And they should either be put in a fucking asylum or they should be kicked out of the fucking country. Straight up. Evil, disgusting, sick, mentally ill fucks. Fuck all of them. If you're one of those people, fuck you. I wish the worst for you. I really do. Let's see. What else do we got here? To recap, from the standpoint of local time, shot down early on Good Friday. We know now it's early on Good Friday. Fucking, I mean, just go American time. This is America, goddammit. They were shot down very late Thursday night, and then rescued. When did we get confirmation? I mean, if you want to go based off the initial confirmation, it was a late Saturday night because it was like 12 hours ago. To recap, yep, right here. But if you want to go Iran time, yeah, shot down early on Good Friday, rescued Easter Sunday morning. If it were a movie plot, we'd roll our eyes at it for being too on the nose, but here we are in real life. And I think this is fair because where the events happened, it was Friday and Sunday. Even if it's, U.S. operations and U.S. time is a little earlier. This is fair. It is pretty cool, especially for the movie that's going to come out about this one day. It's going to be a great backdrop for it. It's wonderful. This just says a couple Reaper drones were used in the operations, of course. I mean, why wouldn't we? There are fucking eyes in the sky. God. Of course we're going to do that. Let's see, this guy says, now that both the pilot and WSO are confirmed safe, a lot of people, both the usual grifting slop accounts and journos who should know better, were complaining that CENTCOM hadn't confirmed the loss of the F-15E. It would be malpractice for them to do that while CSAR for the cruise was ongoing. You don't give the enemy intel, even if it's something you think they already know. You don't make it easier for them. At first, all the reports were of a single-seat F-35. You don't tell the enemy, actually, it was a two-seater from an F-15, and there's two crew, not one, that you should be looking for. The public is not owed minute-by-minute updates on sensitive rescue operations. Transparency is good, but it can't come at the expense of operational security. Spot on. And what I would say to people at CENTCOM, running the social media account, this is precisely the reason you should space out your posts. I understand you want to keep the American people informed, but either you should space out your post, take some planned breaks between your posting, to that way if you do take a 30-hour break in posting, you're not indicating to people, hey, something's up. Hey, and then they go say, hey, what's the most significant thing that happened before they stop posting? And then they tie the two together. Or B, you have a PAO or someone, just call someone stateside you trust, give them the fucking password and shit. You get a PAO to continue posting during intense, important operations such as this recovery mission. That way, that's not a flag or a red flag or an indicator that something's going on. So you want to maintain that. You either want to maintain that consistency to create the illusion that things are okay, or you want to integrate inconsistency to throw off observers or make it less obvious. All right, I don't know if that makes sense. To me, it makes sense. You either want to be consistent and you want to be consistently consistent, or you want to be inconsistent and you want to be use that inconsistency as a built-in measure to hide lapses in activity on the account, because you already have built-in lapses by design from the past, right? Anyways, let's look at some more stuff. Polymarket. I was very surprised that Polymarket had some really good insights on here, but I guess it makes sense because it's kind of like it's not an AI, but it works kind of similarly, where it gets input from a bunch of users into it, and it can just pull from some of that, because users are the ones that make the bets on there, right? But some of these say, just in, Houston has informed the Artemis. Oh, that's the space launch. Oh, I thought this was funny timing though. This is like right after we got the WSO back, right? So The Artemis 2 had toilet problems, okay? They suspected something was like frozen, and I don't know how the space toilet works, but like we'll just say for, you know, to keep it clear, the space toilet's pipes got frozen. So there was a terrible smell on the Artemis for like a day or two, and during this whole F-15 thing. Pretty much same time frame. And like an hour or two after this, is this it, right? Yeah, make sure I got them in order. Like an hour or two after we get the WSO back, just in, Houston has informed the Artemis 2 crew their toilet is now repaired and go for all types of uses. Yes. What a great day to be an American. The timing was just great to me. I thought it was phenomenal. This is different. And that might be about it. It might just be some random shit here. No, I had better pictures of the crash site. Came hours after. Just so we're clear, while President Trump was working all day on a very dangerous military rescue operation, the left colluded a fake story that Trump was rushed to the hospital. Yeah, they're sick fucks. Instead of cheering for the rescue of our airmen, they're cheering for the death of our president. Like, just to revoke your citizenship and move out of the fucking country. You're fucking disgusting freaks. Nobody fucking wants you here. Go fuck yourself. Holy shit. Goes for anyone on the Republican side too, who's out here cheering for like the death of a Democrat politician or something. Though I didn't see any of that when Joe got it was confirmed Joe Biden had that like stage fucking 4 pancreatic cancer or whatever. Honestly, I can't believe he's still alive with how severe that cancer is. Hopefully, if he does succumb to it, it's painless and he goes peacefully. But I don't know. He did a couple speaking events and he seemed pretty healthy, so maybe he's beating it. I hope so, you know. But it's crash site, not crash site. Some people were calling this a crash site. Sky News went on TV and called this a crash site, but this is where they bipped the C-130s. BIP is blow in place. Delta Force had to blow them in place because they get stuck. And they couldn't take off. If you can't roll, you can't take off, right? Unless you got the vertical takeoff, whatever it's called. So photos show the charred remains of 2 U.S. Air Force C-130 Hercules at the site of a temporary forward operations base of the FARP in southern Iran. And they keep saying southern Iran. Like, what? Am I crazy to say this is West Iran and not southern? Excuse me, I need some water, man. It's like, I didn't put the coordinates in here, but it's like right here. Where's Isfahan? Where'd Isfahan go? This is the Zagros Mountains. Where'd Isfahan go? Man. Isfahan. Like am I crazy for... Like, Isfahan's all the way over here. This ain't no southern Iran, man. This, if anything, is northern Iran. Like, what the fuck you mean? They were recovered, like, right here, bro. It's West Iran. I mean, really, it's central Iran. I don't know. They keep calling it Southwest, it's South Iran, whatever. People don't care about accuracy anymore, man. They're just trying to push shit out there. Though, to be fair, I'm making this video very jumbled and, you know, speech impediments and coughing and shit because I'm tired as fuck because I stayed up all night looking at this shit because it was fascinating. But yeah, maybe I'll make like a proper edited video and all that shit at some point. Who knows? But I mean, a bunch of people are gonna do that, so maybe I won't. Anyways, so here are some of the photos of the planes they blew in place. I thought they were pretty cool. This one's mostly desert. You can't really see too much, but some of them are a little better. See all this shit? Window here, you can see pretty smoky on this one. This is a really good one. Presumably, this is the rotor of one of the helicopters. I can't really determine too much. I don't have a lot of aircraft knowledge. But yeah, some good pictures. There's some more here too. Here's a video. The video is really good. Oh, it's so tiny. Be bigger. Also, can you be better quality? No. Let's see. Some pretty good images here. Oh, I'm getting hiccups. It's blown up. I'll tell you what, they did a damn good job blowing that shit up. A damn good job. Like, think of how much explosives that took. I can't think of it because I got no clue. Another real good picture. That might be the same one. Yeah. And then here we go. This is where we're looking at the fucking, they're saying this is a rotor from the MH60 on board, one of them. And then this kind of looks like the frame, maybe. See that? Maybe this is one of the frames for an MH60. Hard to tell, hard to say. And then here's one tail boom from a MH6 or MH60, I don't know. It's the Little Hawk. See that? Then you can compare it. See? Pretty cool stuff, though. What else we got? That might be about it. Oh, here. Look at this. I'm up in the middle of the night and I'm about to go back to sleep, but seeing the news of this pilot being rescued after one of the most daring rescue operations in history has me motivated beyond belief. To the media and the haters who've been obsessed with palace intrigue stories, trying to sow division, and calling for the heads of our leaders, I hope this news hurts. I hope it hurts a lot. I have my fingers on the pulse of the information machine these days, and what I've seen over the past 48 hours is the weaponization of said machine. Bots, grifters, and partisan hacks all working in unison, literally rooting for our failure, while simultaneously rooting for the president to fucking die. Insane. Rabid, drooling, damn near praying to Satan for our own pilot to be killed or captured. Hyenas, the lot of them, all cheering against America. While they've all been groaning like demons for the heads of our leaders and warriors, people like Pete Hegseth and Sean Parnell and others have just been busily doing the job to get our guy back. Nothing I type here will matter at 0300, that's 3 a.m. But when the world wakes up in a few hours, it'll see fruits of merit-based leadership at echelon, all the way down the chain. An airman safely home after evading capture for over a day. Almost 2 days. Actually, like, a little more than 2 days, actually. Downed late Thursday night, recovered either extremely late Saturday night or extremely early Sunday morning. So like 40, we'll call it 48 hours. An epic rescue that will be remembered for generations. Millions inspired by the sheer power and conviction of the United States military, and millions more just disappointed by it because they were praying for our national embarrassment. I'll tell you what, if I was a young kid still and I saw this, I'd be going to try to be a pararescue man right now. 100%. I'd be signing up right now. I'm not sorry you're witnessing a competent war machine in action. I'm not sorry that our leadership will never leave anyone behind. I'm not sorry for any hurt feelings caused by this because you were never on our team anyway. God bless America. Fuck yeah. Love that. Let's see. Is that the last one I saw? No, locational stuff, I think, right? Yeah, location of the USAF forward base set up deep within Iran for the F-15 crew mission. I already showed you. I mean, I don't even need the coordinates anymore. I can just go Isfahan. Where's Iran? Right here. You just go to Isfahan, go south, southeast to the Kola Ghazi National Park. And then from there, you go south. And then it's like right the fuck in here. Oh, shit. Where is it, though? I don't know. Somewhere in here. It's like right in this area somewhere. Let me put the coordinates in, see how close I am. One of them has it. Wait, the map. It's fun. That doesn't help. That's too zoomed out, you poop head. Hiding inside a mountain crevice. Yep. Got that. Where'd the cords go? I had them somewhere. Oh, here's one more aerial footage of the C-130s we bipped. Yeah, you see that these are people down here walking. Look down here, you can see people walking for reference, size reference. See them? See how fucking big that explosion is? Look at this shit. And you can see right here, this is like a whole ass outline of the plane. Right here. Boop, right here. And look as the camera pans, you can see wing here. Watch this camera pans. See? All the way up here. That's cool as shit. I'm sorry. I don't know what the fuck this is about. I mean, that's, I guess, the other one. But then you just, like, it's just deleted. It's just fucking gone. How much explosives do they carry to do this? That's insane. Holy shit. Insane. I don't know. Maybe they took off on the other aircraft that showed up, and then they called in an airstrike on the down planes or the stuck planes, because they, like, there's no way they carry enough C4 or whatever to do that, right? Is there? There's no fucking shot. Though I suppose like these C-130s that got stuck there, they're going to be armed to the teeth because they're fucking combat search and rescue planes, right? I don't fucking know, man. It's kind of crazy. It's just crazy to me. Not that. Footage of American planes on Iran's western border for this morning. Oh, this was cool too. I think this was the last thing. This might be the last thing, and then some more cords up there. Fucking footage of a, let me see if I remember, CH-295W, I think. No, C-295W coming in. For some reason, this short version here is circulating more. The 7-second version. See that, big boy? Boom. All right, great, cool, right? The TikTokers have chosen this when they could have the extended the extended cut 13-second version that features one. It's just better because you can see it coming in. I pointed at the screen like an idiot instead of using my mouse. You can see it coming in from the horizon, which just makes it so much cooler in my opinion. But two, and this is a big one. Check this shit out. Dog! They cut the fucking dog out, bro! Because they couldn't stand to watch a 13-second clip. They cut the shit down to 7 seconds and they cut the whole fucking dog out. They cut the plane's approach and a dog out to cut it down from 13 seconds to 7 seconds? Fuck you. There saw a story recently about fucking the UK. There's a whole thing in the UK where UK politicians are going, oh, we have too many dogs, yada yada, blah blah blah. They make people uncomfortable. Well, what people do they make uncomfortable? All the fucking Muslims that they let flood their fucking country or their countries, whatever the UK is. I don't know. And you know, now it makes sense. Here you have a 13-second clip sourced from Iran being shared by, I mean, it's Ali BK3, by all these people. They cut the fucking dog out of the 13-second clip to make it 7 seconds. Fuck you. If you don't like dogs, go fuck yourself. If you're scared of dogs, like, that's a different thing. Maybe you got bit as a kid. That's something. One, get over it. Two, go fuck yourself. Like, holy shit. Look at him. Look at him run around. Approach, W. Dog. W dog, bro. W dog. And there it goes. God damn. That's about it. I just noticed that. I was like, what the fuck? Why the fuck would you cut the dog out? Go fuck yourself. In fact, the one without the dog, boom, bye. Well, I just kept it because it tells me it's C295W, which I want to look at the pictures. It matches precisely. We'll keep that. That's fine. Let's see. And then I saw this. Pentagon sources say there was no firefight during the rescue of the stranded airmen in Iran, only suppressive fire to keep Iranian forces away from the WSO. So this directly contradicted what what's her name? Jennifer Griffin reported earlier. She said there was a firefight. So some details are still a little shaky, but we'll get a full picture at some point. And then here's the coordinates. Let me see how close I was. Ooh, shit. I don't want to click it. Just trying to highlight, bro. Oh, golly. Let me start on the left. That's what I should have done from the outset. Okay, let's see how close I was. Ah, it's a little further south. Here's a white building I was looking for. So this is the runway they presumably used. I don't know what these are from because there's no... I think these are old. One, they don't match at all. One of them had a big fucking crater. Yeah, those are old. But this is the runway. Presumably, the U.S. had an eye on for a while. Because this location is somewhat near... I don't know. Well, one, it's near nuclear facilities. Two, it's kind of on the way from Karg Island. So it was probably flagged on a couple of U.S. maps or whatever. But this is presumably the runway used. But I'm not too sure about that because when I look at it, I don't know. It looks kind of upkept, kind of hardball. But when I look at the fucking pictures down here, you know what I'm saying? It looks like just straight dirt and shit. Like, where's that aerial view? Oh, shit. Hang on. Where'd the aerial view go? I gotta go back because I clicked it accidentally. Where'd my aerial view go? Like, this doesn't look like no hardball. This is dirt, man. I mean, it's a big fucking explosion, though, so it's hard to tell. Yeah, I'll be real. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Anyways. It's good stuff. And then here, the location confirmed by this dude is just 50 kilometers away from the city center of Isfahan, a city with about 2.2 million inhabitants. Okay, so, yeah, look at the map. 50 kilometers away. It's crazy. And then here on the global map, it's like center of Iran. And we already saw these pictures. I think that's really it, man. Yeah, that's really it, I think. And then, well, we'll look at this real quick. I have a theory. They used the C-130 Juliet to put up the BH-60 chopper inside Iran, then use it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They took the chopper, or they flew the C-130s in with the choppers inside, landed, got the choppers up, used choppers to go out, retrieve the WSO, bring him back to the runway with the C-130s. Then, I mean, tried to fly out and got stuck. Then waited for the other aircraft to come in. Then flew out. Or either they blew in place the stuck 130s, then flew out. Or they flew out and then used airstrikes, whether by, you know, fighter jets or, you know, Tomahawk missiles or whatever, to blow in place the stuck jets. Yeah. And then we're at the top. Great. And then this guy says, did it occur to the Iranians that an American FARP inside their own territory could be hit with Shahed drones? Just saying, like the Air Force bases across the Gulf. Now, the problem with this is for them to hit our FARP with drones, they would have to know it's there. And if there's one thing we know about the Iranians, it's, I think, based on their indiscriminate attacks on, 14 Gulf countries, including Cyprus. Well, I mean, we have stuff on Cyprus. So some of them make sense. But if there's one thing we know based on their indiscriminate attacks, it's that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're out there launching drones into hotels and shit, dude. So, I don't know. Into fucking hotel parking lots as well, like all kinds of shit. It's fucking insane. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Obviously, they weren't going to locate our FARP. That's it? Yeah, that's it. This was the same one. Yeah, this is a short one. I don't know why I did liked another one. Unlike that one. No, unlike. That post's been deleted. I can't unlike it if it's been deleted. How can I still see it if it's been deleted? All right, couple things I wanted to add. Let me go to OBS, see if it shows. I have to show my notepad. Boom. All right, couple things I wanted to add. Saw some comments on the cost. They went like this. Look how expensive the equipment is, which the U.S. sacrificed to rescue this one person. $300 million or thereabouts. Impressive. Now, they're referencing the two C-130Js and other equipment lost in this operation. The A-10 Warthog, etc. Now, to them, I say, you're correct. However, it's even more impressive that to save this one life, the U.S. wagered not just this equipment and the cost of that equipment, but the many lives of those who operated and boarded that equipment. No man left behind. So even more important than, you know, the price tag and the equipment, we had people aboard all that stuff, right? Operating it, also going behind enemy lines, putting themselves in harm's way. So we would wager all those lives to get that one back. 2, Democrat propaganda / anti-Christian rhetoric. This Easter weekend, while the search and rescue for the missing WSO was ongoing, this is what we saw. Democrats vilifying the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, for hosting voluntary prayer services. Yes, this happened. How do I gotta swap these. And I gotta Alt-Tab. And then I gotta find it. Did I click something again? I did. Where is it? Where is it? Pete? Right here. Look at this. Liberal media is melting down because Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth hosted a voluntary prayer service at the Pentagon and invoked the name of Jesus Christ. The Washington Post called it dangerous and proselytizing that breaks longtime norms. MSNBC, which is now called MS Now after they lost a shit ton of viewership and had to divest and sell, labeled it cult-like Christian nationalist rhetoric. So anytime Democrats see somebody practicing the Christian faith, they call it dangerous. They call it cult-like. They call it Christian nationalist and things like this. So basically, Democrats hate Christianity. They hate Christians. They hate white people. And their mission is to do everything they can to subvert white people, Christians, and I don't know, what was the third thing I said in there? Well, Republicans for one. So it's just insanity. It's insanity. They're evil people, and quite honestly, they are the enemy within. They truly are these days. Now, maybe one day in the near future, actual Democrats who align greatly with Trump and his policies, by the way, maybe actual Democrats will retake the Democrat Party from these extremist liberals who have co-opted it, and they've just usurped power recently. But right now, the Democrat Party is an extremist liberal domestic terrorist organization, in my opinion. And we'll see if that changes. Hopefully it does. But what else? I'll swap these. So Democrats are vilifying the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, for hosting voluntary prayer services. Excuse me. They also created and peddled a lie that Trump was at Walter Reed, with many Democrats cheering for him to die. Meanwhile, both the President and Secretary of War were dedicated entirely to rescuing our missing airmen. It seems the Democrat Party is extra anti-America and anti-Christian these days. Quite a bad luck. There you go. Now 3, winning. Something Trump knows about. Seth Moulton, this is a Democrat representative, says Iran is winning the war. And there's a link. I think I got it right here. Let me swap. I think it's at the top right here. There it is. I'm not going to click it and look at it. Just look at the headline here. Moulton says Iran is winning the war after U.S. jets downed. This was yesterday. He's some Democrat representative. Some piece of shit. Well, to him, I would say... Oh, let me swap these. There it goes. Now, to him, I'd say, The FARP, where Combat Search and Rescue Forces successfully extracted the missing WSO, is located a mere 50 kilometers from Isfahan, Iran's third largest city of 2.2 plus million people, located 400 kilometers deep in the heart of Iran. This successful rescue with 0 American casualties utterly shatters the anti-American propagandist narrative that America does not have air superiority in Iran. Of course, people who love America and actually use their brain always knew that. And they also always knew that manpads were, are, and will remain an enduring threat, and their existence, while a threat, yes, does not determine air superiority. Furthermore, in the wide open plains of most of Iran's populated areas, manpads pose a significantly lower threat than the likes of Iraqi cities. That last point might not be very accurate, considering a lot of the strikes we do are on like Tehran and large cities. I don't know. Yeah, maybe cut that last part out, but the rest of it, yeah, I don't know. Okay, so that's pretty much all I got on. Oh, I could have just minimized it. Look at that. Wait, I'm learning. Oh, if I minimize it, it just minimizes on here too. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much everything I've seen about the F-15 going down over the past couple of days. Just kind of ran through all of it. Very jumbled, not very coherent, and you know, yeah, that's about it. I'm tired. I gotta go to sleep. I stayed up all night looking at war updates, so glad they got our guys. Fucking full bird colonel at that, man. Glad thank God for our warriors out there, and glad everyone made it home safe. And I hope that WSO got a good fucking meal, because I know he was probably hungry as fuck by the time he got back. So, you know, Godspeed, God bless, and keep fighting the good fight. And I hope we follow through with this operation in Iran, and we ensure that we pretty much actually completely destroy the RIGC, ensure that Iran has actual regime change, and we can ensure an end to their terrorist supporting activities in the region, which will be a boon to everyone in the region and the world. And we can just see a better Iran, and through that, a better Middle East overall. That would have just the effects would be. I'm struggling with words right now, but think of all their terrorist proxies. They would just collapse. They would have no more funding, or they'd have to seek other sources of funding. But they would likely collapse. Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas in Gaza, the Houthis in Yemen, etc. And I know they have the PMC in Iraq, as well as I think they have some North African ones as well. But yeah, I'm not going to ramble. I'll just wrap it up there. Thank God they got our WSO. God bless Trump. God bless America. God bless our troops. We're going to the fucking moon, baby. Hell yeah. Peace.